Friends, this cataract appears like a posterior polar cataract, and in this case I am taking all the precautions that should be taken in such cases. By this time the main incision has been made, viscoelastic substance has been injected into the antechamber, and now two paracentesis incisions are being made. The right one has been made, and this is the left side port. And now capsulorhexis is to be done. A 26 gauge bent needle is being used to raise a capsular tag. I hold this tag with a ureter forceps, go anticlockwise, remain at a distance all around, and thus I get a round axis. The dilatation of pupil is adequate in this case, and if this dilatation remains during surgery, there should not be any problem. Now I am doing hydro-free dissection with an iris spatula. I'm going through these side ports and making hydro-free dissection all around, that is 360 degree. This hydro-free dissection is up to the equator, and this helps during management of epinucleus. Now this is hydrodelineation. Hydrodissection has not been done, but hydrodelineation has been done. And now I'm going to manage the nucleus first. I'm trying to lift the nucleus up. Here what I do is I'm using the chopper to lift the nucleus, and since this is a soft nucleus, I tilt the nucleus and emulsify it with very low phaco energy, and moderate vacuum. Phaco energy used in this case was 40%, flow rate is 35, and vacuum is 350 millimeter of mercury. Now I am going to pull the epinucleus, but it is not coming nicely. So what I do is I come out, and as soon as I come out, see what happens. The epinucleus gets dislodged from the bag, and inject some visco behind the epinucleus, and now removal of epinucleus becomes very easy. And in this case we can see that the posterior capsule is intact, and it was actually posterior subcapsular cataract, not a posterior polar cataract. So most of the time what we think could be posterior polar cataract is actually posterior subcapsular cataract. However, I took precaution to keep the posterior capsule behind, injected visco, and then came out. Now I am using a Simcoe cannula to remove the cortical lens matter. And after removing the cortical matter, I find that the posterior capsule is clean, and it's a normal posterior capsule. Now what I do is I'm using the irrigating probe or bimanual IA to do polishing of the posterior capsule. Most of the time Precedent occurs because we use irrigation plus aspiration. If we use only the irrigation, use the jet of fluid to polish the posterior capsule, precedent will not occur. Now I inject viscoelastic substance, enlarge the incision a little bit because I am going to implant a multi-piece intraocular lens using a B cartridge. So this is how I load the lens. Now this is a screw type of injector. You screw clockwise, but as the lens starts coming out, you rotate the cartridge anti-clockwise. At this time, you are rotating the injector clockwise, rotating the piston clockwise. But as the nucleus starts coming out, you rotate the cartridge anti-clockwise. And thus, you implant the trailing haptic into the bag, the leading haptic into the bag. The trailing haptic is still outside. Use a McPherson's forceps to place it in the capsular bag. That's it. And now I use both Simcoe cannula and bimanual IA for removal of viscoelastic substance. This is the Simcoe cannula and this is the irrigating probe of bimanual IA. And then after removing most of the viscoelastic substance from behind the lens, from the antechamber, I use both irrigation and aspiration. And now hydration of the side ports are done. And now after hydration of the side ports, a final wash is made and antechamber is formed and the case is concluded. Hope this video will help you in your practice. My aim is just to develop your surgical skills. Thank you very much for your attention.